Thank you. It's May Day, was yesterday, and we're going to celebrate a good old Cinco de Mayo, a Mexican holiday. Just want to have to know the happy Cinco de Mayo to the people of Mexico, yeah, and we're going to be ready with you. And congratulations to Mark Carney for his re-election, and he's been tough on Trump. And but I gotta say that 100 days in our country, and I think that people are waking up because 100 days. I think I've watched like at least a good portion of Trump's so-called show, and I didn't enjoy it. He keeps on having its arrogance or ignorance or whatever it is at the polls, living on planet denial, and know what's going on. Right here is George Washington. He one of the founding fathers of our country, and Trump has clearly said before, "I'm the best president," with George Washington being the second place. Well, if the polls are saying 39%, only 39% approval and 55% disapproval, how could you be the best president in the United States, the top ranked president, if George Washington II, while clearly more than half of Americans disapprove of the president? If you are the best president and second George Washington, I think the approval rating at this point would probably be like 90% approval and maybe a few here and there disapproval. But I don't see that poll because the past 100 days was anything but the great America. What have we done in the past 90 days? Tariffs that have, crippled the world economy, the American world economy. What is the plan to the tariffs? I think the plan to the tariffs is to provide a ransom to other countries for his own gains or whatever it is here. The founding fathers, after this Constitution, look, George Washington is pretty much turning in his grave right now, and it's becoming the haunt, at least the president of the United States. But I think to the world right now, I think Americans need to reach out towards the other world, Europe, Canada, Mexico, Japan, and our other friends. That look, we're standing up to this so-called quote-unquote president who is not acting like a president. He's acting like a king in the United States of America. Tariffs. What does that do? Raises prices. Microsoft and Sony has now announced that they're going to have to raise the prices up because of the tariffs. Amazon tried to tack in the tariff cost of the price, but Donald Trump attacked that, and so forcing Amazon to back down. Let me see. Judges jailed or arrested. 2 judges arrested because he's doing something that Trump doesn't like. What's going to happen? And even the U.S. Supreme Court, which supposedly Trump has pocketed him because he's a self-appointed 3 of the judges. Well, at least the U.S. Supreme Court is now finally doing something against him. Like, look, this immigrant is illegal. No, excuse me. Deporting this immigrant to him is illegal. So as vanquishing the visas and the citizens because they're protesting against Hamas. I'm sorry, that's a violation of the First Amendment. Clearly a violation of the First Amendment. You should not deport anything because he has a view that he hates. So, I think without the plans and with Trump viewing Canada as a 51st state. Look, I'd rather be an 11th province of Canada at this point. I would happy to with Canada to take our country and make it the 11th province. I'd probably rather do that than the United States grabbing Canada from the 51st states. Matter like, what are you going to do next? Are you going to do? I mean, are you going to view Greenland as a 52nd state, or perhaps Ukraine as a 53rd state? The very thing that Russia is doing the same to Ukraine as we are doing to Canada at this point. It's not just it's not, rather by military, but by economic force. But let me assure you that Canada's not become the 51st state. Canada's our ally. Oh, we're going to have to grab Greenland because if it's a quote-unquote national security. Look, Denmark owns Greenland. Denmark is an ally. I think we should be working with allies, not launching this trade war with them. But I've got to say, I think to Donald Trump, look at the poll numbers. You're 39%, the worst rating since polls begin. And I think the second worst was ironically Donald Trump's first term back in 2017. And I have to say, if Donald Trump, are you trying to become a dictator? Well, there are differences between the United States and Russia. Russia was the Soviet Union, and I think it was when the Soviet Union collapsed, Russia was free for maybe a short amount of time before Putin decided to take over, and grab like there. But Americans, we have 250 years of democracy, and we had a good taste of what it is. It was a great nation of a taste. But now, someone tries to take over it. America, they have to. I mean, those people, understand. This is a big steal, and they can't vent the steal of Americans because we've already woken up. 55% polls. Yeah, we've already woken up, and I know a lot of people voted for Trump are rethinking their votes, and because they're not approving him, and I think there's more and more people who, realizing that he's not fit for this. We know that, our country, the president is just executes, but I think we have four main pillars of what our country is made of. The president, which is the executioner, which is basically that governs the country. We got the Congress, which is the House and the Senate, the traditional branch, which is the Justice Department and the courts, and we got the fourth one, which is we the people. And I think that Congress could provide a second form of impeachment where the president's impeached, but we the people, our citizens, can go up to them and to vote of whether or not he should be removed from office. And if there's a good majority of Americans remove him, then Trump is moved from power. And that means we can vote him out with a stroke of a pen. That's, which the second impeachment could be going here. But there's 100 days in office. Let's recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I mean, let's good word for word the Pledge of Allegiance. It's the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Now, united. I think Trump did one thing. He's united the country. We are united against him at this point because 55% of them disapprove, and right now we're below 40, and more and more we're becoming more and more united against him at this point. To the republic for which it stands, the republic, we the people. That means you and I, and working around here, and the public here, who goes out into the polls and vote, who can be present in Congress here. We're one nation under God. One nation, united. We're a united nation under God. Indivisible. Well, I think he's fixing indivisibility, and it goes in here. And justice for all. Justice for everyone. We don't want, justice just for those just for those rich people or whatever it is here, but we want justice for everyone. The justice that we want to have is holding Trump accountable for not violating the laws and the Constitution. I'm glad that, the judges are now starting to sort of turn on Trump because, we're realizing that he's breaking the law by revoking citizens because of their views on Hamas and deporting them. That's not America. That's what Putin done to his oppositions. Just like, Putin gassed his oppositions. Trump has detained judges and a few Americans because Trump doesn't like his views. But we are a nation that should help other allied nations. They're Europe, Canada, Mexico, Japan, and South Korea. I think we could work together. But yeah, unfortunately, we've created in positions we're isolated, and now China now has allies. That we can just cripple us economy right now easily. I mean, what it's done is it's proved America weak. But our citizens are rising, and we are going to prove America strong, and that we could, unite our friends together to make the world a better place here. But we like to have a nation that, when something new comes up, we can be able to fertilize the new ones and to have them start a business, careers, or anything like that, and give them the tools needed to give them a pathway here. But Donald Trump, 100 days. How can we be united how can, we say justice for all if it's starting to head its way against Trump at this point here. But, 39%. I think Trump needs to change his behavior, start working for allies, stop those tariffs, and, start behaving like a U.S. president, serving our people, serving us, helping us advance in technologies, starting new companies, new careers. And that's what I have to say. And, yeah. And, as Americans, we hold the Constitution and our good old George Washington. And I think that we can get our country back to where we're founded from. A great democratic republic. We are a republic, but we are a republic based on freedom. The first Constitution, freedom of speech, freedom of religion. That means, Catholics, Muslims, Jewish, we honor those and we respect those here. And freedom of the press. Yeah, freedom of the press when Donald Trump is getting aggressive moves. And now PBS and NPR. Go figure. Freedom of the press. I think Donald Trump needs to stop his attacks on media that because he doesn't like it here. He doesn't like what the media is saying. So, we'll just sue the media here. I think, but no. Freedom of the press. CBS can say what they want to say. PBS, WGPH, everything here. This way here, JD out. I think we should stand up and we can keep our democracy going. And we can celebrate good 250 years of what our country really means. Democracy. And yeah.